Hi, Nelly.
How you doing?
What's up, Nelly?
Hey, what's happening? How you?
Doing good.
Yay. Hold on, let me move my water.
Yeah, we're still at home. We haven't been back to the office since last March.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've been doing our radio show from
the kitchen.
From the kitchen. We're literally in the kitchen.
Well, it works, right?
Yeah, it works.
It works. So, that's all that matters. I mean, you know, us and probably 4 billion other people in the world.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. It's strange to running a radio station from your kitchen.
It's kind of weird, especially when you have to do things like turn off the microwave.
There'll be a cat running across here in a minute.
Yeah. So it's
ambiance. It's ambiance.
Yeah. Ambiance going on.
Yeah, special effects. You don't have to pay anybody.
Right.
So how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I actually met you. I don't know if
I've
Speedy.
Never met you.
Okay, I actually met you at Jazz Fest. I can't remember how many years ago were you at Jazz Fest. Do you know when you were at Jazz Fest here in New Orleans?
No. It can't. It has to be within the last 10 years. So the last something like. You're not talking Essence Fest.
I'm talking Jazz Fest. We were out at the fairgrounds, and I just remember you were in this. You were in the trailer. I don't know if you had performed yet, or maybe you were about to go on, but you were in this trailer, and we had to get a bunch of listeners and a bunch of people to come in because you were going to do like a meet and greet and take pictures, and we're like flooding in and out of the trailer, like trying to get pictures with you. And when I think about that, I'm like, wow, what a difference between that and like now, where it's like a whole bunch of people in a trailer. That would never happen now.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. It's strange, but you try to think, and will we ever really get back to that point?
Right.
Again, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just thinking about, me and my girl was just talking about not too long ago, there are actually going to be some people who probably will forever wear masks. And I can remember the first time I ever went to Asia to promote country grammar. Yeah. Because there was no internet, so we didn't get a chance to do things like this. And you had to physically go over there and talk to the radio stations. And in certain parts, even when we were in Japan, you would be on the streets and probably a third of the population was walking around with masks.
Yeah, was it because of the pollution?
At that time. And you know, we kind of laughed. At that time. And,
so true.
You know, you never knew, like, yo, why are they wearing these masks? What's going on? And, you know, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? And you get it. Now you get it.
I don't think I mind the mask that much, though.
No.
I don't know. Some people are like, oh, you know, it messes with our immunity. You know, we're supposed to get a certain amount of germs all the time. And I'm like, man,
I don't know
everywhere. We're getting our germs.
Yeah. I need to check their doctorate diploma before they tell me something.
Right? I'm like, germs are everywhere. We're still being exposed to germs, but I think this one is like, I don't think I mind, now that I have to do it all the time, I don't think I mind wearing a mask. Plus, it's a good way for people to not recognize who you are. So if you're in the store,
that was my thing as far as being in public. I think as far as being in public and being in crowds, like if I go to games or if I go to a different concert, I think I'm definitely going to be, even if we can be closer and side by side, for me, just having that mask on, being out in public like that, I think that's something that I will personally continue to do at a certain point, just with large super gatherings. That's all.
Right.
Does anybody recognize you when you wear your mask, when you go out?
You know what? You'd be surprised. I've had people, yo, that's Nelly. I was like, no, it's not.
Wait,
like,
no.
Well, how do you know? No, it's not.
I ain't Nelly.
How do you know? And it was just like those eyes. And then they were like, yo, really, it's the earrings, bro. They kind of gave you away. You know what I mean?
Oh, the earrings.
See, now you got to like tone down your jewelry next time. And then maybe somebody will just think you're just like a regular dude.
Yeah, I think that was the key.
Yeah, yeah. So you have a lot of big things going on right now. You are back on the country charts. So
Crazy.
as a hip hop artist, how does that feel to be on the country charts again?
Well, being on any charts is what Nelly's about. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Being on the country charts again is crazy. You know, it's one of those things that I'm thankful for, that country music has kind of embraced me as the you know, as the in-laws, part of
Yeah.
that family. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born in the family. I kind of married into it.
Yeah.
You know, and just their appreciation and their support when it comes to certain things that I do, it goes a long way with me. Even when we're out on tour, I've done like two tours with FGL, and I've been on tour with different other country artists as far as if it came to festivals and things like that. And it's just amazing when you can go out and you have this full-on country-based audience, but yet and still I can play something like Grills,
Yeah.
and they're singing every word.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of those things that I'm very thankful to have, that country music has allowed me to be at the dinner.
I feel like y'all help each other out. Like the country people get to see you and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Country gets with the hip hop, and
being that bridge is the key. You know, that's what's allowed me to be around so long, is that I've been fortunate enough to kind of be a bridge in between the genres of music. And once you're the bridge, you know, the bridge is always there. You know what I mean?
Cool, because country does not play around. Like country, it's super. Like, you remember when Taylor Swift started going pop, and then they were like, okay, bye, we wish you well in your future endeavors. Right. You know, and that was Taylor Swift. So and so with you, it's like, you know, it just opens you up to a whole different group of fans that, you know, maybe you didn't know that you had.
Well, I think almost every genre of music is very I would say protective of certain artists that comes through that genre and then goes to expand, because we did it a lot in hip hop too. We've had an artist that came through hip hop, and then once they kind of cross over to pop, they kind of like step back, where it's kind of like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I was one of those myself, but I've been fortunate enough to still have roots that are still grounded, and people still understand that Nelly is still, you know, still a hip hop artist through and through. But, you know, it's kind of like one of those, hip hop pop. Once you kind of cross over to being almost like Drake at this point. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he came through in a way, but to just call Drake a hip hop artist is not doing him justice. You know what I mean?
Yes, he's so much more than that. And so, I mean, you've done so much more, especially with Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Like, what was that like?
Third place. That's great. Third place. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even make it into the show.
I wouldn't either. But what was that like being on there?
My first day of rehearsal, I was kind of thinking that I wasn't going to make it a day after.
Exactly.
It's just one of those situations where I definitely think, had it not been for COVID, I wouldn't have been able to do it because of the demanding schedule. And I kind of got COVID fever, running my big mouth, thinking I can do whatever, talking about, oh, I could do that. That's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I could win that if I had the chance. I mean, I talked a good game, but once I kind of got into it, and you know, I practiced, I rehearsed. I had a great partner in Daniela, which was her first time of being a professional. Excuse me. And, you know, we got a chance to walk that path together, and I put a lot of work into that, man. And
you got to have great chemistry too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you had great chemistry with her.
You know what? They allowed me to be me. And that's what I will give Dancing with the Stars a lot of props in. And that was one of the talks when we were talking about me being a part of the show, was that, if I do it, I have to do it my way, from like the shoes to the costumes. I wasn't going to go too crazy on the costumes. I had to let that be clear right now. I'm not a rhinestone guy. You're not going to be buzzing me out with all these people with consequences and things of this nature. And they were very, very cool on a lot of it, man. And they were great, just the whole show from top to bottom.
Oh, that's cool. So you actually donated all of your custom made shoes for, I'm reading this, for Dancing with the Stars to the Teen Project Against Human Trafficking.
Yeah,
So,
we haven't did it yet, but we will be doing it this year. But yeah, that shout out to my man, the shoe surgeon, who actually made the shoes. Who's if you guys want to get any custom kicks, look my man up. He's the dopest. But when I did my first dance, I actually did them in the Jordan 11s. And my partner, Daniela, was like, yo, I think the first dance you'll be able to get away with it, but you might want to transform over to some dancing shoes because it'll make it a lot easier for you to move around. My stubbornness. Nah, you know, I'm not worried about that. I can groove in these. And then finally one day in rehearsal, I got what she was saying. So I was like, man, I got to figure something out. So I was able to call him. So he was able to attach the dancing sole to a lot of the sneakers that I did. And at the end of the whole thing, we wanted to do something with these shoes because a lot of people were trying to purchase them from me. And I was, you know, what would be great is that we're able to have somebody benefit from these shoes. And the Team Project was something that I was gracious enough, fortunate enough to be a part of at a different charity event. And I wanted to run that back because I like what they were doing so much. So we're going to auction those off later on here.
That's actually a really good idea to take your shoes that you actually like and then put the dancing soles on the bottom. That would be something if you had to do that because he loves tennis shoes.
They do that with football cleats now. They to the bottom of Jordans now. My 9-year-old son, that's what we did with his Jordans. His old
okay.
Like, man, because they were so comfortable. So he's like, so I found this little website that you can actually screw the cleats into the Jordan. So that like he was dripping, he was loving it. He had the only pair of Jordan 1s on the whole team.
It was fresh. Good. And he was fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you knew my son, you would he's gotta be fresh. And he's 9. It's crazy.
Nice.
So you've been around for a while, and this is the 20th anniversary for Country Grammar?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The 20th anniversary, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm thankful for that. You know, anytime you can create a project that can, you know, withstand the test of time, you know, hop over different generations and still have the same feeling 20 years later, certain people did when they first played it. That's what you wish for as an artist in any career. For that,
to be honest, it makes me feel old.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend at the time. He was like, oh, you got to hear this. Is this guy, he's from St. Louis. And this song is so good. And I remember listening to it in the car with him. And that seems like a million years ago. So you're making me feel very old right now.
I feel like everybody knows when the first time they listened to a Nelly song.
Yeah.
Everybody. Seriously, I remember the first time I listened to a Nelly song. I was driving from New Orleans to San Antonio. We popped you in. It was back in 2000. We listened to you the whole way. And I was like, man, this cat is amazing.
Thank you, bro.
And you gave a shout out to New Orleans on there, too. And I was like, dang, he even said New Orleans on there. I was like, oh, I love this cat.
Of course. You know, definitely a shout out to New Orleans in a sense, because obviously Lil Wayne was the only feature outside of these guys that had the Teamsters that was on that album. And at that time, you know, Cash Money was the biggest thing going at the time.
Yeah.
And to have Wayne on that was really huge for me because I was such a huge Cash Money fan. Juvenile, loved 400 Degrees, loved BG, Turk, all of them. And then that was huge. So, and New Orleans was one of the first cities to gravitate to Country Grammar, to show me so much love in the earlier days. When I only had a single, when I only had the single Country Grammar out, I got so many shows, what we call my grab bag shows. You know, I could come down there and I could snatch a couple grand down there real quick. They were running with your boy. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you. Do you have anything?
Nah, that's it. I was gonna talk about Busted Challenge, but I don't know. Like, where did that come from?
It's not mine, man. Shout out to Erica. I'm happy for her. You got it. she got a great hit coming out of the gate, and Nelly got to ride with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's all you hear. Like you go on TikTok, that's all you hear is that one part is you.
Yeah, man. You know what? When they sent the song way before it actually came out to get it cleared, which was the smart thing her and her peoples did, because had she put it out and not got it cleared, you know, she may not have had as much of the song as she would like to have. So that was really, really smart on her and her crew's part. But I'm happy for the sister, man. She got a great banging record out of it, and for it to be your first record as well, you know, that's what you hope for.
Yeah. So how does music work now in the TikTok age? Because it seems like before you had to listen to a song, you know, on the radio or whatever, or somebody had to tell you about it. But now it's like with TikTok, if your song ends up on TikTok, then it's like, do you try to get music on TikTok, or do you just?
No, I don't. I'm from the different era. I'm from the era of I'm thankful if my song is up on TikTok. You know, not from the era of I'm shooting for the TikTok, because you know, that's just that's a different generation of music. I think you have a lot of new artists that probably aim for it. I think as a promotional staff, I think your promotional team probably hopes that you're up on TikTok and probably their best to put you up there. But no, I don't make my music for TikTok, but I'm appreciative if my music winds up on TikTok. I'm thankful for it, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nelly. It was wonderful talking to you again.
Yeah. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah,
so
man.
Congratulations on all your success, and thank you so much for talking to us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Later, man.